What's the source of that jokes? Why is that really a joke to make you laugh, or is that a hidden way of to put you down?
Putting someone down or
Yeah.
some group of people down, right?
Let's get into it. Night Ignition podcast topic: black humor. So I want to hear everybody. How do you define black humor? What is black humor represents for you? And I know before we maybe go into that, I know some people came in and say, "Oh, we're gonna hear a lot of black humor jokes." Well, we could, and then that's gonna be probably the last stream we ever did, or we're gonna need to delete it right away afterwards, the votes. But they still have a copy on their servers, so wouldn't go there. Wouldn't go there. We will look more like, you know, the what it is, how it impacts people, and what's the responsible. Let's call it responsible use of it, right? So, all right, Ula, what do you think black humor is?
I was thinking about the topic and I was like, why
Dark.
is it called black? You know, why
I
is it
mean,
called
it's
black?
in English, it's called dark humor.
Ah, okay, dark
Uh,
humor. Okay, but still, why is it called dark?
uh,
So the opposite is white or light or humor. You know what I mean? So that was my first thought, and then it went on like, okay, so is it if is it called black or dark humor? Is it just about the color of the skin? And then I was like, no, it's not. And I was thinking, okay, so what is black humor or dark humor? And I was thinking about the jokes that I heard from people, and and then I was thinking, how do I feel about it when people tell tell me a black humor joke? I'm like, oh, that's horrible. That's so inappropriate. Like
mhm.
my social ego comes out, and I'm like, oh, that's not good. But then they would tell another one and another one, and then it would be kind of funny, And then I jump in, and I'm like, oh, I know one. And it just like you said, it could be funny and responsible in a way, but it also can be very inappropriate
Mhm.
because you never know who are you talking to or who is listening, and it might be very unpleasant or painful for them. So uh, yeah, that was my process today of thinking about this topic.
Yeah, you kind of nailed it there. So what it said is the dark humor, sometimes known as black comedy, dark comedy, morbid humor, or gallows humor, is a style of comedy that makes light of subject matter that is generally considered taboo, particularly subjects that are normally considered serious or painful to discuss. So, yeah, yeah, it is. And in there you have, right? It's like racist jokes, like discrimination jokes, sexual jokes, all that kind of stuff. And Happy Cake, it says you can very easily go below the belt with black humor. Yeah, exactly, right? So I would say, but in the nature of it, right, or it's called the source of it or the authenticity of it would be like, that people could have fun regardless of how serious the topic is. And then again, right, it's a perspective you have on life. So if some topic is serious for you, it's okay, it's your choice, right? But for somebody else might not be that serious.
Mm.
And now who is right or wrong, right? The one who jokes or the one who doesn't? And in the end, like we said so many times before, we all die. So it doesn't matter whether you laugh or you're serious through all your life, you know. Um, so I would say it's kind of it's it's a, even we could call it a necessity, to put a little light, uh lightweight, I don't know how to say it, but that the serious topics become lighter, so you
Mm,
can actually have a joke. And more or less it's all about the past, nothing that is going on at the moment, unless if it's invented right on the spot. But more or less it's not, it's about something that happened in the past. And then and yeah, then it's just, I would also say, it depends on the type of the person you are, right? So some people dig black humor, doesn't matter what it is, they don't get offended by it. And some people are just like, nope, doesn't matter who or what it is, it's inappropriate, and you should not be saying that in that manner. Do not make fun out of certain type or of people. Or usually dark humor is about people just based on their gender or their race, or something in the past, or the sexual orientation, and stuff like that. Yeah.
mm. But I was thinking just right now. So when we talk about black humor, and we would go like, okay, it's something about, I don't know, homosexuals or something, whatever. But then there are lots of jokes about ladies that have blonde hair, right?
Mm.
Um,
But that's not dark humor. At least it's
yeah,
not
why it's
considered.
not? Why isn't?
I don't know. Maybe.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. I know.
Because they can be really offended too. But okay, yeah, maybe you can change your color,
Of the hair.
hair color, and you
Uh,
cannot change your skin color. Okay, I get that one, but still.
Now we can go like into the area of what is acceptable and what is not acceptable, and then who defines that, what is
Mm,
acceptable and not acceptable. So in the past, in the most of the Europe, the church more or less defined what's acceptable or not, or we could call it a religion, right? Defined whether there's something is acceptable or not acceptable, and if it's not, you needed to go to confession, or pay some tributes or whatever, so that you were free of that. And I would say it somehow comes from there. And then with the progression, it's just like, yeah, it's a funny business, it's humor, and it's a funny business to be in when you look at it in a way of, right, why certain types of jokes are considered like humor and certain times are considered dark humor, where mostly in all of the jokes which considers people's in are like offensive to someone.
mm,
Maybe the ones that consider animals are not, because it's just like, animals don't understand us, so they're okay. But in the end, somebody who is really playing for
yeah.
the rights for the animals can be offended. So
Mm,
then we go. We have then always a choice, whether you tell a joke and somebody is offended, or you don't tell a joke, and then you're like, maybe there's a little less laughter in the room. So I would say, going back to dark humor is, should always be responsible when you use it, right? I wouldn't just throw it around. Just like, if you're in a company of people that they dig it, that they're okay by it, they're not offended by it, just like, then shoot it all out, right? But I wouldn't never do that, like here on stream, that I tell a certain type of a joke which considers people who are not in the conversation. It's just like, you know they're just being pure asshole in that moment. And yeah, we can go to that, saying, yeah, people are so sensible, it's just a joke. Yeah, all right, I get it, it is just a joke. But if somebody or yourself was in that situation,
mm.
well, then it doesn't appears as a joke anymore, right?
yeah, it triggers you, right? If there's
Exactly.
something in you that can be triggered by it, it will be. Or if there's nothing like that in you, it will be okay. It's funny, haha. It's a joke.
Yeah, exactly. And the thing is that is what lacks in society, just this empathy, put yourself in another shoes, and while you're standing in there, imagine you just tell that joke. Would that be okay for you or not? And if you're like, all right, that would be okay, then you tell it. Like between me and Nursha, we can say anything, right? But we do not joke as we joke at home in front of anybody else, because we did a little joke with Ty when he was really little. We put him in the oven, open oven, not turned on. He was really little, nothing like really scary for him. He doesn't even know what scary is.
Mm,
So yeah, but people were offended by it. And we just want to make people laugh, like, a little haha moment, but it didn't land like that by nobody except us, and maybe some friends, but the family were more or less mad at us, from grandpa to moms to cousins, like, yeah. So it's then you are like, all right, cool, now we know their limits, we're never going to do that with them again, and not because they're bad people or they're dumb people, they don't understand, uh but because of did you yeah, I know, Happy, you wasn't mad. You get the jokes. We are the same in black humor. Um, but then again, if we do it again, right, that is something I would call it just ignorance, pure ignorance, or
mm,
being arrogant in that sense. Like, what my self-expression is more important than how it lands on your side. So
mm,
for me, that is what black humor. It's okay when people are okay by it. But just to provoke things, just to do that, I don't know. It doesn't land, it doesn't move anything, it doesn't do any progression in the society. It more or less soon divides people there, bring them together. I mean, not humor, but dark humor, right?
true.
Right. I had a friend who joked a lot before he becomes a dad. He tell only dark humor jokes, some about babies, and when he becomes a dad, he stopped talking about jokes about babies. you know,
Mm,
so he's not comfortable now telling those jokes, or hearing those jokes. So that is like, and on the other hand, it's just like, why are we so attached to all those topics in that sense. Anything should be left out, and you can discuss it in a serious way if you want. That is with me, was always with dark humor. Just like, why are you offended by it? It's something that happened years ago. Somebody had an idea, put it in a joke, and it's a joke. I will tell a joke now. So with the bands, it's nothing serious. It doesn't mean anything about anybody for real, and it's just a joke.
yeah, it's just a joke. But you know what they always say? There is always a little bit of truth in every joke, because it has to be. Otherwise, it wouldn't be funny, right? So
Exactly.
yeah,
So
it might be that this little bit of truth for me is the worst thing that happened to me in my life or something, right? So but we never know, and people normally don't talk about it. So even if you're like my very good friend, there might be something I don't know about because you're so, I don't know, ashamed of or something, and it would be so hilarious for me to say that, and your face would be like, I'm gonna kill you right now. you know
yeah.
and I wouldn't know why. So yeah, people don't talk about those things. And normally, what I see, dark humor is about themes that are kind of taboo. So and that's why it's so funny, right? on the
Exactly.
other side. I mean, it goes
Yeah.
like around and around.
Yeah, because they're about topics that we don't discuss much or we don't talk about much. And then you tell a joke about that topic and just, you know, you just it's funny. But to me, what's the funniest thing about dark humor is the ideas. You know, I don't laugh to a joke because
Mm-hmm.
somebody says something and that inside is funny for me. More or less, dark humor jokes are dumb as, you know, as a bucket of shrimps, or what's the expression? You know, they're dumb jokes.
Mm.
Like no meaning, no sense in them. Like you know, it's like, why would you even say that? You know, why would you even tell that? But then on the other hand, what is funny to me is the creativeness in that joke, is the ideas, right?
Yeah.
So what I left to is like, to the guy who invented that joke, you know, to the
Mm-hmm.
person. I said a guy, maybe it was a woman, right? So to a person who invented that joke, that's for me, it's like, man, you know, the mind you have, hats off. I mean, bro, to come up with a joke like that, it's just like, it's ridiculous, and that for me is funny. That's when it comes to dark humor. That is what I left, not to a joke how it is, but to an idea, and then somebody said it out, and now it laughs people. You're just like, where did you get those ideas from?
Yeah, and sometimes, did you ever um tell a joke, like a dark humor joke, and some people wouldn't get it? Like, really wouldn't get it, not just that it was offensive for them or anything, but they would not get it because the idea of it is so bizarre that they just don't get it.
Yeah, those are the the hardest situation when you are being a 5 seconds comedian or 1 minute comedian. You think like, all right, I'll tell this joke, I will laugh everybody, and then some people laugh their asses off, and some people are like, what do you mean?
And then you start explaining and it even get worse. And I'm just like,
Yeah.
that's not funny.
Yeah, but when you start explaining the joke, the joke's on the people who are not getting it. So then it suddenly becomes funny for everybody else but them, and it never will be funny for them unless they are bears and they're like, you know, oh, that's what that joke is. It's a dark humor joke, humor on animals. So Mr. JP said, for me, black humor is also a sign how much I'm comfortable around you to show my true self. Yeah, right. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
makes sense. Makes sense. Show how much. Yeah, because it's a self-expression that we usually hit in front of the people because we
Yeah,
want to look good. We
you
don't
feel good.
wanna. We don't wanna. You know. We don't want people to perceive us as a, you know, somebody who is not caring, who is arrogant, who, you know, the we can say like, looks down on people, stuff like
Mm.
that, right? Like, who doesn't care about other human beings, or any living being. So yeah, but in the end, you know, we all know it doesn't mean anything. That is the funny side of it, right? It really
Yeah.
doesn't. It's just like you made a joke and somebody is offended, so how to deal with that, right? That is also like, because you know, you have different outcomes. Some people do apologize, right? And they say, all right, I see I went too far. But most people don't, right? They just go like, oh, you don't understand the joke. You're so sensitive, la la la,
Mm.
blah blah blah, you know, just to defend what they just told. So maybe also chat includes like, how are you guys with it, right? How are you guys with black humor jokes? Like, if there is a topic included that you don't like it, like that you are offended by it, you know, that you are like, nope, I will not take that in. That was rude and offensive. Maybe just for, you know, to get view from the other side, because for me, I have no taboo topics. So for me, I can discuss anything seriously, and everything I can discuss also inside of a joke. Just once you discover that, it really doesn't mean anything about anybody or anything. It was just said in a moment, and I'm kind of lost. To be honest, kind of lost here. So, you know, because what I feel now is like we are sitting here, all of us together, and everybody loves black, and maybe not loves black humor, but we get the jokes and we know it's only a joke.
Mm.
So then it's kind of a, skididle, skidat, and Garfield. um, right? So Garfield is supposed to be the master of dark humor jokes. So maybe we could go into that a little bit. So how come, Garfield, you like dark humor so much? It's like, and do you ever consider how you left people on the other side, or you only say it in front of the people who they will not be offended by it, or you just don't care if people are offended by it? Be honest. No, because for me, I can say in the past I didn't care if people were offended by it. I was just like, it's a joke. Who cares? Have a laugh or not, you know. And then it's just like, this is not how I want to leave people. What I want to leave people with.
Mm. I'm normally not offended myself, but I think about, if we are in a group, I look at other people, and is somebody else offended by that third person, And normally, when it comes to homosexual jokes, I don't feel good about it because I have people around me who are homosexuals,
Mm-hmm.
and I put myself into their shoes, and there is so much discrimination about it in the world that they already feel not so good about it,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
making jokes about it, I don't think so. So that's one topic that I'm not okay with, but not because of myself, but because of people I love.
Yeah. And I get it, right? And that is the the irony, or the ironic tragic situation, how to say it, or the funny tragic situation. It's just like, on the one hand is a joke, which is not meant to be out there to offend anybody, and on the other hand it still does offend.
Mm.
So then we can go into that. Why do we people want to be offensive to each other? What do we get out of it? What's the payoff of it? Well,
Mm.
so Garfi in the meantime says, probably after a while, when you do tons of jokes on yourself, then it's good to give some jokes on others too. Yeah, right. I mean, doing jokes on yourself, it's always a good thing. It means you can be with yourself fully, and make fun out of yourself, unless that is how you keep on putting yourself down, and then it's not funny anymore, because people are like, is he for real now, or is he joking? So yeah, but jokes on others is also right. Among friends, I would always say, look, if you're really comfortable with people, tell a joke or two on the people. you know it's like, and people still might get offended by it. And what I'm here, like in a how to say, in doubts, is like, does that affect them? That's the most important thing, right? So we could sit here like the guys who game together, right? Me, Mikey, Assassino, Garfi, Icy, and everybody, right? And then we make jokes out of each other here and there, and and then Garfi just stole the joke. And then, right, I'm always wondering, like, did that leave somebody with something, because you never know. That's for me is the doubtful. Like, I can make fun out of Mikey, and then my immediate concern on the other hand would be like, is Mikey offended by it, or is Assassino offended by it, or even if they say, oh, it's okay, it's laughable now, but do they carry that with them later on, right? And now you're laughing. So thanks, Garfi. I'm trying to make a point here, and you just come in with it, right? Well, try to keep them in a way that they won't take it seriously or be overly offended. Yeah, right. But then it's just like that is how um where is the line? That is what I'm trying to, with the dark humor, where is the line? Even what you just wrote, well, why did little Sarah fell off the swing? Because she doesn't have hands. And if anyone is offended, they should raise their hand. Right? And that is Garfield at his best. Right, exactly. But to go back, it's just like, where is the line, right? I mean, here is like, all right, it seems like an innocent joke, right? And then you go, but there are little kids who really doesn't have hands. And they cannot enjoy the swings. Somebody have to put them on. They want to do it, right? And then would you still say that in front of that kind of person? And would that kind of person take that as a joke? I would say the person who really accept their situation, they would, right? Because you have, jokes about handicapped people, and you tell them in front of them, and they laugh even more than anybody else around them who are not handicapped. So, but still, all the time, what bothers me with dark humor is, Chad, feel free to jump in here. I'm not gonna figure that out on myself. Where is the line? Right? Where is the line? I mean, can people really be okay by it? Or if somebody makes a fun out of me, I can pretend that I'm okay in a moment. But when you go out, does that, kind of creeps into your mind, says, what did they mean? Do I really look like that? Do I, am I really like that? Or what, oh man, yeah, I'm bad, and then something else happened in the day which might confirm that you are not that good enough. How do you handle then? Friends make jokes out of you, then life shoots in, that makes jokes out of you. So then you're just like, right, Garfi, you're gonna do that. What did she get as a birthday present? A sleeveless vest. What were the lobster's last words? Because he boils. Ha ha ha. So,
yeah. No, I think
yeah.
the line, I mean, I don't think we will find the line, but I think it has a lot to do with low self-esteem of people. Because if I say a joke and your self-esteem on that area is already low, your mind will go like this: oh, is that about me? Did he just said that joke because of me? Oh, does he think that I'm, I don't know, blah blah, and then you go through the day with that thought in your head, and obviously you're gonna look for that, you're gonna scan, and you will find it. You will find the proof that this is how it is, this is how you are, and then the first one and the second one, and then you want the third one too, and so on, and your self-esteem goes deeper and deeper, lower and lower. So I think it's really connected to that.
I mean, I would definitely agree on that. You know, what I discovered in the last few years, just like we human beings, we are like emotionally, how to say, I would say, like, emotionally easily offended. So we are emotionally insecure, so we get offended really fast,
Mm.
you know, and not even look into the situation like you said, right? From a point of was that really about me or not? And when you say, all right, it's not about me, it's okay. And even if it is, that doesn't mean anything about me. That just,
Yeah.
it was a joke. And what you just said is exactly. So, yeah. So, all right. Mr. JP said, the line is where you say there is a line. I guess there is no common line, depends on each individual. But true. I guess common sense and timing is the line. Knowing when to say it is important. Or I don't know. Stop doing that, Mikey. Or I don't know. Yep, that stop doing that. I told you so many times, stop doing that. But yeah, but I agree with that. Like common sense, I would say is like being also empathic. So you know who is okay with what and who is not. And if you don't know, you don't say it. You don't go out test it with with a dark humor joke and see where the line is because you might just cross it and never go back. So Garfield says the line does depend on how comfortable you are with the other person and vice versa. Well, yeah, true that as well. Well, honestly, there is a never right timing, Mike Wood, because if somebody wants to be offended by something, they will be. Well, yeah. That's why it's important that you know whether somebody will get offended or not. Because leaving people offended is, I assume, it's not something that we want to do or be, right? I think nobody of us wants to leave Ula here, with would say that she goes out and said, all right, those people are offensive. I'm not going to go back. It's just like it doesn't work for me, toxic community, all that. So uh, that is always then mind boggling here for me. So us bros don't really care about lines because we trust each other and know their jokes. But with a new person, doubt I'd come out with any bad dark jokes. All right, sounds legit, Mr. JP. But in the end, it's not the fault of the black humor how someone accepts the joke. I could say you have a nice shoes and someone would be triggered. True that as well, right? You could say nice shoes and they think, oh, you just made the jokes out of them because they themselves knows that for them are nice shoes, but most people don't perceive them as nice shoes. So then, it could be out like, with a totally get it, yeah. But it's on us to say it's so Mikey agrees with Happy from before, and but it's on us to say it straight away if something offends us. Yeah. Right, but we human beings don't go around and says, "Hey, bro, we just met, so just I'm easily offended if you say anything about, certain type of so anything racist or discrimination. I'm not okay by it. Nobody introduces to you like that, and then it's all discovered in the conversation. But then usually a lot of times it's too late, or people go like, you can see, you meet new people, you tell a joke, and then they just go like, what just happened? Why am I here with this person? Bro, why did you bring this person here? This is not us. What disrupts somehow the environment. So, but then you put in what the Garfield said, right? With new people, you don't do that. And on the other hand, if that is your self-expression, then you have to put a lid on it. So it's always juggling. I can't remember the last time when I was offended by a joke, Mike Wood says. Maybe I wasn't offended, but there were jokes about women that I didn't like, and I said something. Those stupid stereotypical jokes, if you know what I mean. Yeah, right? And I think then what comes out with dark humor is we are not offended by it, and we do not accept it or like it, you know. When it's about us, like per se, if it's like between five dudes, one you make
Hmm.
jokes out of each other, right? What's that? Or ladies? Or what?
Ladies are awesome. Duh.
Yeah. Yeah. Right, Mike. I agree. They are, Uh so I would always say, yeah, okay, make a dark humor joke out of me. But when it comes to other things, other people, other ladies, I wouldn't. I wouldn't. It's not that funny for me anymore. Even though in the past it was one of the most hilarious jokes. Is like I almost like I think I had a what it's called. The muscles hurt me next day, back in the head, and on the face, because I was laughing so much for like, I don't know, 2-3 hours straight. So, but there you go. There you go. Then it's what you stand for in the on this planet. And then you still go like that. All right, if I make a joke out of that, does that goes against my values? Think that is also the thing we can look at here, right? What maybe just what Mikey says. And I said something, those stupid stereotypical jokes. Yeah, right? That goes against your values. Just like he said, ladies are awesome. So when there are jokes about ladies, it's not acceptable, right? And it's only right thing that you say something. And on the other hand, why then we do jokes like that? I don't know what's the, what's the source of that jokes? Why is that really a joke to make you laugh, or is that a hidden way of to put you down?
Putting someone down or
Yeah,
some group of people down, right?
yeah,
And then you kind of feel better.
because it's camouflaged inside of a joke.
Mm.
Yeah,
Oh, it was just a joke, but I feel really good because I put out, some idea about certain type of people.
yeah. So I could express
Hmm.
me not accepting those type of people, and I put it inside of joke, which then is okay.
Okay, yeah, right.
Yeah. The not right thing is sending your shirt to Garfield with the drug smuggling snail. I say so. We got T-shirts, right? Garfield
Yeah.
ordered the white one, so then I went in hometown and I give it to my bros. I send it to Garfi, and I never give the address to my brother. So Garfi one day typed me, "Where is my shirt?" No, he didn't type me. The happy cake it said to me like, "Can you give me the address so I can send the T-shirt to that guy?" And I'm like, "I didn't give it to you. Oh, sorry." Then I went to Garfi. Sorry, Garfi. It is what it is. So. So yeah, and I'm offended now. You had to say it here. Now I look bad. Thanks, Garfi.
Oh,
Really.
it's just a joke.
Uh, but sometimes joke is just a joke, nothing more, nothing less. Yeah, that is exactly right. That is it with dark humor. It's exactly that. You can say this is a joke and it's only a joke, it doesn't mean anything. And we are human beings who are meaning making machines. We put meaning to everything.
Oh,
So.
shit, for a month.
And what Mikey says, knowing the source can put a joke in a different perspective. Yeah, true that. Right? Just like, I don't know, my mind is still blown, guys. If anybody watched yesterday's talk show, the guy drew pictures that are horrendous, right? At first sight. For me, it was. And then I talked to the guy for 1 hour and a half. And then I look at the pictures. And it's pure comedy for me. They're just like they look awesome. I don't see any horror in them. While at the first sight, and I'm except exactly, it's a perspective always, you know. And when you know the source, put a different perspective on it, and then suddenly you're okay with it. So yeah, Garfi, you know. I hope I look. If you don't have this T-shirt on all the time now, I do not believe you. You were shirtless before. That's just how it is. You only got one shirt, T-shirt, So you should only have this one on all the time. So, you better make a picture now that you have it on. Send it on Discord. I'll show you if it is. And if you're lying, I don't know, man. Is that how you want to be perceived, as a lying, as a liar?
Yeah, I want to see that.
Joke is drug smuggling snail that eat all the drugs on the way. Right. So I don't know. For me, I'm not offended by dark humor. I find it really funny. It's like picture from right now on Discord. Let's see it. She want to see the apps. Oh,
I want to.
I
Yeah,
have
I
to.
want to see the almost apps,
I
please.
have to put us down. Let's see. Let's see this. There you go. He just changed, bro. He just changed. He does have it on. How they show it? How they show it? Give me a sec. He does have it on. The only t-shirt worth carrying. GG, my man. Let's go. Let's go. Oh, man, GG. Garfield looks like Benedict Cumberbatch. Oh, nice, 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 GG, bro. That was lit. This is it. You're white, I'm black. Let's go. White t-shirt, black t-shirt. Where are the abs? In the progress, right, Garfi? He just started to work out. He just did 3 workouts, guys. Give him a little break, Behind the flaming hand.
Yeah.
That's how it is.
He will be on fire now.
He already is all the time.
Oh, okay.
He's wearing the t-shirt all the time. You see, he goes to sleep. He goes under shower with it. He's working out in it. He's doing everything with it. He's not taking it off. Ladies have fun. He always have to do them from behind, never from the front, because he smells. You see it? There we go. That was like, I went too far. Is any lady offended now? Here we go. Did he just say that?
Red button.
Red button, yeah. JP off. All right, I'm off. Ula, this week we changed my workout routine, Mikey says.
Ka-ching! Sure we do.
Let's go. So
or
yeah.
We add to it, yeah.
Or do we? Is that the inside of a dark humor joke, Mikey? Was that a humor? Or was that a serious? Right. So yeah, all right, we kind of can, in a way, wrap it up on a dark humor. It's just like, we all know, more or less, I would say every human being can be okay with dark humor, as long as you're not attached to what it was said and you perceive it as a joke. So we can say, like, perspective, and that's it, and to be empathic and know around who you say it. That is also important. It's very important, right? So, because I did have so he was from Cameroon, African guy. We were really tight when I was in Denmark, and it was like the first, how to say it, African. How do you say it so that people don't get offended even by now? So you have
African American?
no, he was not African American. He was African,
Okay.
Yeah. So
Native African.
Yeah, okay, African. That's it. That's how we go, right? So Kishan was his name. Is his name still? He's alive. So and I didn't know in the beginning, to be honest. I was a little, because about all the stereotypes, about all the discrimination, all the racism going on out there. I wasn't really comfortable, and I know then at one point I asked him, will he be offended if I any time say any jokes about his skin color? So, and he said no, and then we have so much fun around it. It was just like, I was telling jokes. He was laughing. I was surprised he's laughing. I'm like, all right, this guy's laughing here. Why is all the world on fire because of this thing? So, uh, so yeah, it was just like, it's a surprising moment, right? And then in the end, when you really look at it, it's just like, it's a human being. Of course, he will have a laugh. It's like, you know, he knows they have big dicks, and we, Caucasians have smaller. Even though on a global scale, they put average out there, and on average, Caucasian has bigger than black. So, so yeah. But I don't know really what is the expression. Is it, for African American, it's African American, and for Africans you say Africans. But then you have people in South Africa which are not only, you know, one type of skin. I'm confused. Is this a dark humor making fun out of me? So, not almost at you guys now. You cannot stop, right? Stay on topic, Ula. Why are you here?
Yeah, I'm just part of not almost black humor now. Okay.
All right. Well, that is it on dark humor. I don't know what else to say, right? It's just like be aware where you said it, who is the listening. They're all African if they're from Africa, no matter the skin color. Yeah, right. But how then you say to a certain type of skin color,
Well, again, why it would be offensive
Exactly. And then you have that.
if it's black or white or yellow or I don't know, green. The fact is his skin is that color.
Yeah. But then you have Mikey, why do you even have to say skin color? Yeah, but if I want to point out that for the first time in my life I was a friend with a guy from Africa who is, to say it, he has different color of skin than mine, and with all those racism being out there, my mind, I was being afraid to be honest, to talk to him in a certain way because I didn't know what he's okay with it and what he's not. So, you know so that's why, you would say it. But in a perfect world you wouldn't need to say anything about it, and everybody would be okay. They know they have black skin, we know we have white skin, Asians know they have a little more yellow skin, Indians know they have a little bit more red skin, just like, it's something we don't know, but it's because what happened in the past we got offended by it. You say it was the first time I was friends with black. Yeah, right. So yeah. Yeah, and then people might get offended by it. So that is where I'm stopped, right? That is the then, you know. Oh, I have a homosexual friend. No, I have a friend. Why do you need to put out this homosexual? Because I'm not used to have a homosexual friend, or you know. So then you go again, right? Is that offensive or not, right? I get you, Karina, right? I get you. And people get offended just by me being white saying somebody is black, you know? For some people, they go mad right away. But then again, I guess how you say it, right? It's also, if I would say like I'm better than him just because of my skin, then that would be an issue. So yeah, all right, kind of figured out there.
I think it depends on the person that stands in front of you.
Yeah. Ooh, Garfield stand out for 60 seconds 35 messages were deleted by moderator. Garfield, you crossed the line. I don't know what you do to the people with the swords, but they're mad. And they have all my support. I told them, whoever is mods here, whatever they do, you know, it's on a based on agreement. So, better than doesn't go well with people. Yeah, exactly. That, Karina, thank you for pointing that out, right? Because yeah, whoever I met, I never had a problem with any people, right? With any, you can say, type of people based on their skin. I never had, right? So I only always, when we had problems, is with people with, who think they're better than
All right,
somebody
then, load your
else.
weapon.
So yeah. Garfields using moderators. Load your weapons, mods. All right. So all right, this is it on topic dark humor. We kind of figured it out. We figured out how to use it, when to use it. It was not a joke stream. Many people probably thought it's gonna be we would be telling a lot of dark humor jokes, which would be okay. But then we would need to delete bot and destroy the servers of Twitch immediately. Never put it on any elsewhere platforms. It did not exist. We had fun for 1 hour and then it doesn't exist. So yeah, Happy says, I couldn't agree more. Being friends with people from every single continent except for both poles, Arctic and Antarctica, right? So it depends on people. And mostly, it's politics then. But on the other hand, we had like, the Pam Jackson guest in our talk show, and she said that in North America that is a real deal. It's just like, if it would be a joke between me and her, she'll probably okay by it. But if it be a joke between her and somebody in a city where she grew up that she doesn't know, and that guy would be joking out of her, that she wouldn't accept well. And it's the same joke, but it's said from a different kind of human being. I mean, different human beings. So yeah. So then again, here we go, back to perspectives. That's it. Anything you want to say, Ula? Before
Yeah,
we go
it's all about perspectives, and I think we all should work first on our self-esteem, and secondly, just think how you want other person to feel next to you, and that's it.
There you go. Heilige podcast topic: dark humor, black humor.